Good Thursday to you. I'm Storm Team 9 Meteorologist Patrick Ellis here with your ENC Weather update for this March the 6th, 2014. Well, we're in the midst of a coastal low pressure system that will be delivering us rain, wind, and for portions of North Carolina, even some wintry precipitation that may be even to edge into our northwestern counties. We'll give you the whole gamut. Look ahead into the next couple of days, which does feature a warm-up. So the winter weather will go away for a little bit, and we get into more of a more seasonable pattern, but it's not going to stick around for very long. We'll detail that here in the forecast update video. Here's a look at the satellite and radar composite. You see the rain showers really starting to ramp in here as we've gone over the past, say, 3-4 hours or so. Up to the north, we're seeing sleet and snow starting to form back off towards the north and west. The surface area of low pressure is now pushing offshore, but now we're watching the upper level energy coming across Mississippi and Alabama. You can kind of see the turning of the atmosphere right there with the clouds and the showers kind of around a common center of axis. There's no real defined area of low pressure at the surface, so that's just your upper level energy coming through. But the area of low pressure that we're also watching is the surface low down to the south. That's going to be tracking off towards the north, and then the upper level disturbance comes into play as we head into the latter half of this event. All right, so let's talk about what's going on. Winter weather advisory up to the north that does not include any portion of our viewing area. It's all to the north and west of us. Winter storm warning back over into the Piedmont. Coastal flood advisory that is currently in effect for Pamlico, as well as Craven and also Carteret counties. And we also have a wind advisory that is out for Carteret and the Outer Banks. Gale warnings in effect for all of the coastal waters at this point. So we've just got a mess going on as far as advisories are concerned across our neck of the woods. And like I said, the winter weather is going to stay out of our hair, but there is a brief chance that it could maybe edge into our northwestern areas. Threat tracker in the red category for heavy rain. 1 to 3 inches of rain, locally heavier, and some of these heavier localized downpours. Coastal flooding. We're going to have water rises, especially with the brisk north and northeast winds that is going to basically pile up all the water in the southern Pamlico, the southern Albemarle, southern side of the Neuse, southern side of the Pamlico River, and back all that back into down East Carteret County, southern Craven, and also into pretty much all of the north-facing shores of the tributaries that are coming out of Pamlico County. So there's just going to be a mess down there. That's why you do have the coastal flood advisories. But you guys know this deal very well. There could also be some overwash for the Outer Banks, and anything that comes across Highway 12 is always an issue out there along the Outer Banks. Winds out of the north and northeast, 20, 30 miles per hour, gusts 40 to 45 miles per hour with even higher gusts, especially near the coastline. And there is that chance for a brief wintry mix deep inland. I'm talking way to the north and west up into our northwestern counties, Halifax, Northampton County. And we'll talk about that here in just a second as well. As far as the winds are concerned, like I said, even going into tonight, the winds are really going to be whipping anywhere from 10, 20, 30 miles per hour. You see, especially Carteret and the Outer Banks, that's where we're going to be talking about those higher winds, even going into early tomorrow morning. I think the core of this is really going to ramp up sometime about probably 2 to maybe 5 o'clock in the morning. As far as the winds are concerned, they start to die down as we head into the overnight hours and into Saturday as that low finally tracks out of here. And we look like we're going to have a nice day on Saturday. Rain, it's going to be all over the place. Here's midnight on Friday. Temperatures will be a wide range on Friday, early Friday morning. It will kind of depend on where you are and what you'll be seeing here across eastern North Carolina. And we'll talk about that here in just a second because there's going to be a warm push of air coming off of the Atlantic Ocean. On top of that, we're also going to be talking about how far inland does that get and how far our temperatures go up tomorrow. Here you go on Friday morning. There's that wintry mix trying to get into our northwestern areas, trying to at least, and it's already getting in there in some of our northwestern counties. The models have really struggled with the speed of the system, how fast it gets out of here. And I do believe that there's going to be a dry slot that works in here early tomorrow morning that actually is going to try to carve out some of this moisture out of here through the afternoon hours, but there will be a redevelopment as that upper level disturbance comes on top of us late on Friday. How much rain could we see from the model's perspective? Anywhere from 1 inch to maybe 2 inches of rainfall before it's all said and done. And This thing's going to, like I said, have a dry slide, and then it kind of redevelops as that upper level disturbance comes on top of this. Saturday looks beautiful, gorgeous, sunshine back in the forecast, even for Sunday as well. Another frontal boundary will drop in here late during the day on Sunday. We'll likely start off with a few clouds, and then sunshine comes back by the afternoon hours. Alright, here we go on the 18Z 4-kilometer NAM. I want to show you the 850 millibar temperatures, and that's basically about 5,000 feet above our heads. Now, that looks cold, obviously, but you gotta remember, you're looking at about 5,000 feet above our heads. But you see these values, 10, 9, 8, 7, working their way inland. This is 11 o'clock in the morning on Friday. That's going to be that warm push of air coming up from the south and west out of the upper level portion of this system, trying to wrap around some of that moisture, wrap around some of that warmer air into the region. And that's going to actually allow for our temperatures to warm up a good bit. You see some of the areas here on the western half of our viewing area staying in the 40s. That's going to be because of the fact that we're going to be talking about that quite tight gradient. You see kind of bisecting through Pitt, Lenoir, Duplin counties, kind of on the northwest side of that, upper 30s, low 40s. East of that, upper 40s, low 50s, even some mid 50s, upper 50s near the immediate coastline. So that's not out of the question with this system tomorrow morning. And as that low tracks off towards the north, all the temperatures start to dive down again as the upper level disturbance comes back into play. Alright, here's the 12Z GFS run, and there's your upper level low right there. Basically sitting on top of us at that point. See a ridge trying to pump in on the back side of that. That's going to help us out a little bit as we head towards your day on Saturday. At the surface, that's a lot of rainfall here across eastern North Carolina. Now, this has the low coming a little further offshore, which would keep us in rain all day, comparative to the BAMS model, which has the dry slide sneaking inward. But I do believe that when the upper level disturbance comes on top of us, that's going to get more showers going again. High temperatures tomorrow are going to be a wide range, like I said, low 40s right along the I-95 corridor, mid to upper 40s, central areas, coastal areas in the 50s, nearing 60 for the Outer Banks. So it's going to be a wide range of temperatures tomorrow from west to east. It will just kind of depend on where you are. On average, we're going with about 48 degrees. There's Saturday, and that little ridge pumps in here, and that's going to be nice for us. So you see another little short wave coming down the flow right through here. That's going to be ejecting eastward as we head into Sunday. But I do believe the sun is going to stay dry. But on Saturday, it's going to be a nice day. I think mostly sunny skies through the day, and temperatures will be able to get back into the 60s. We're still going to have like a northwesterly flow that day, so it's going to try to keep us a little cooler on Saturday. I think low 60s a good bet, but some indications have us trying to get to maybe 64, 65 degrees for our southern areas. So on average, we'll call it low to mid 60s on Saturday. Now we head out towards your Sunday, and once again, that frontal boundary that's going to try to push through here with that energy, not going to have a whole lot of push with it. Maybe a stray shower on Sunday. I don't see a big deal with it, but you'll see that the winds are going to try to shift around and come more out of the north at that point, and that's going to hold down the temperatures just a touch. It's likely to go with we'll likely go with partly cloudy skies to start, and then sunshine by the afternoon hours. Highs mid 60s that afternoon. Here's Monday morning, Monday afternoon, another area of disturbance coming through Texas at this point, and that looks like it'll stay down to the south, but unfortunately that's going to be one of our next little weather makers. But you see our flow basically coming out of the west-northwest, so that's a dry flow for us, and that's going to keep us nice and dry as we head towards your day on Monday. And that should be able to afford us upper 60s, low 70s on Monday. Nice day. Then we head out towards Tuesday. The little area of disturbed weather down to the south stays down there. We're dry for Tuesday. Low 70s, a good bet on Tuesday. Look at the 558 thickness line moving north of the state, so that's going to keep us nice and warm, nice and dry as well. Then we head out towards Wednesday. An area of low pressure comes down the pipeline. That's going to bring us a good chance for rain on Wednesday. Likely what will end up happening is we'll start off in the low 60s and then drop through the day as that area of low pressure tracks off towards the north and east. And you see the 540 line coming in on the back side of that. Doesn't look like there's any moisture that lingers around with that, but the colder air does wrap back in here, and the winds come out of the north quite briskly as we head towards Thursday. I don't think that we get out of the 40s on Thursday with that look. The 540 line well south of us. we'll be hard pressed to get out of the 40s that afternoon. And likely, if the moisture still hangs around, we'll likely stay with mostly cloudy skies. Now we'll try to clear it on out as we head towards the end of the forecast period. That's Friday. And high pressure would be in control, but another cool snap. And we've been talking about this the last couple of days on the Facebook side of how the ensemble members were kind of working for us and then against us with the temperature profiles. So that's Monday. This is off of the GFS ensemble mean for the 850 millibar mean temperature anomalies from climatology. So much warmer than normal across much of the United States. But look what happens. That cold air comes rushing back in here by Thursday. That's Thursday morning. And that's why we're talking about those temperatures in the 40s for highs. Same thing on Friday. Cold. And it tries to edge out of here. But I think that we stay in this troughiness through a good chunk of the rest of the month. But it does try to get out of here by the time we head into the first day of spring or so. The European wants us to get warmer. The GFS ensembles wants to keep us cooler until we get a little further into the month of March. That's going to do it for me here on the ENC Weather Update. You can stay up to date with us. Facebook and Twitter, WNCT.com, and a brand new Storm Team 9 app in the Google Play Store and the Apple App Store. Dante Jones will be in Friday morning for Morning Edition to keep you updated on all the rain and the wind here across eastern North Carolina. David Sawyer in tonight, 10 o'clock on CW, and 11 o'clock right back on WNCT. Have a great rest of your evening, a great day tomorrow, and a great weather week ahead. Stay safe out there, folks.